there is the surprise, everybody, but it's all down to bushwalk because they were the ones tracking him and they got nice and close, and look who it is. And you can feel free to send in and tell me who it is. I'm pretty sure you guys will know. It's a very, very good-looking leopard, is this young man. Beautiful, and he's coming straight up towards us. I'm going to walk just past the vehicle, and I think it was him that was calling all night last night, I think. And there he starts to go. He's just moving up the road. So that was obviously Steve and Herbie were perfectly situated. They obviously heard him calling, and that is wonderful. Absolutely, everybody. It is Tingana indeed, the Duke of Djuma, and he is back. We heard a lot of calling around the fire last night, and it was all down to him, I think, because he's been moving and being very active around this area now. So we're going to watch him just move up that road a little bit, and then we will eventually go and move a little bit closer, but we'll just let him move off a little bit first. And the two local Djuma Lodge vehicles will be also obviously coming and having a look. There's some guests in the lodge as well, so they'll just be wanting to come and enjoy it too. So let's get a little bit closer. It's a nice little bit of a change. I spent quite a lot of time with lions this morning, and nice just to get a small change. Not that I don't enjoy spending time with lions, it's just also nice to have a leopard. And this morning we had lions and cheetah, and now we've got a leopard. So you could almost say that we've got the trifecta today, and not on one drive. Now, Ravinda, leopards will pretty much soar for, as long as they are dominant territorial males. So they can soar, almost every single night. Obviously, when they do go hunting, they're a little bit more quiet at that time because they don't want to give away their position. So some nights it can be quiet, but we've been hearing Tingana quite regularly recently. It's almost like he's reproclaiming himself in the area, and now he's deciding to go up and into the thickets. So here comes the bundu bashing. We're going to have to follow him in there and drive and put our 4x4 in gear. There he goes. There he goes. So he's just heading up nicely into there. So Rex is also with us. He's going to be following up. Well, there is Tingana, and it looks like he might possibly be on the hunt. He has been eyeing up a couple of nyala just a little bit ahead of us, but there's some. They've just moved through a little bit. Darby spotted them, all spotted their Darby at the back, and they haven't noticed him just yet. So as I said, there are two vehicles with us, but just trying to be as quiet as possible. He's having a look, so we just need to wait and see now, I think. But he's sniffing the air, looking out, and being every little bit quiet and stealth. It's wonderful to watch. And he is a beautiful cat, eh? Sure. Now, Karen, you can tell a little bit between male and females. The males have a much more rounded head, whereas the females seem to be a little bit more sort of pointy. And then, obviously, on the males, when they lift their tail up, you can just see the little apricots at the back very clearly with the males like that. So, just waiting. He's just clearing the thicket there. Just maybe want to just move my nose a bit across so that we can see him over there. It is a bit tough here, folks, because he's gotten into quite a lot of thick stuff. So just a little bit difficult for us, and we don't really want to go around the other side, because then we could sort of disturb this whole hunt, or potential hunt that's busy unfolding here. So just need to be a little bit patient, a little bit quiet, and just watch and see what happens here. It could all explode in a minute or two, but we'll just have to wait and see. A couple of the little magpie shrikes calling near to us. Other than that, it's very quiet. The wind seems to have dropped. And he's concentrating on something there. Now, zoo tourist, yes, a leopard could definitely take down an Inyala, especially one as experienced as Tingana. He's an old master at hunting, this fellow. He's got a good few years, and he's still making his way through, hey? So this is going to be very nice to watch. Just haven't seen the target that he's watching. There were some Inyala, as I said. We've just got to look at that. Look how he's going quietly through there. Just trying to make an approach. I'm just hoping, because we've got a lot of bush in front of us, I need to somehow get us a better view here. But we do need to just wait and see what happens with him, because, as I say, just want to... No, he's disappeared behind that thicket. There's his tail just going in now. See if Davy can follow him in there. There he is. There he is. He's coming through. Well done, Davy. Seems to be coming through on this side. Is he still going? That's the question. Okay, we're going to follow up behind these vehicles and just get in behind them. At least then we're all moving in the same, sort of vein. We're not one going around, one going this side. So at least we can... Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. There he is, Davy. Still slinking his way through there. Slinking. So might just be in the right place at the right time here, everyone. There he is. Looks like he might be making an approach on something. Definitely looking like it. Don't know what he's spotted. There he is. Ooh, and there's some Nyala just up ahead. Some Nyala just up ahead there. So let's just see what Mr. Tingana gets up to. Alright, just want to see. Those Nyala just up ahead of us, and he's got his eyes on them. They seem to be carrying on feeding. They're just having a look at the vehicles. Seem to be turning and walking away, but he's just frozen. He's about, I'd say, probably 60 to 70 meters away. So he's still got a bit of ground to cover. Get quite a bit closer. But it's all a patience game now, eh? He needs to keep his cool if those Nyala are not to spot him. He's definitely in hunting mode. This is awesome. Beautiful in the light there as well. Judy, I agree with you. If I see Tingana hunting, it will not only be amazing on camera, I don't think I'll ever forget it. It's awesome. Look at him go. He's just using all his muscles, keep as quiet as possible, not making a single sound. As he goes down through that thicket there, and those Nyala are a little bit up ahead of us. And he's being as quiet as possible. As I say, I'm just going to keep following up, just behind Rex here. Still carrying on. There's Nala ran away. I don't know if he's still through the bush here. He seems to have blown his cover though with those Nyala. But let's just wait and see what he does next. He starts to move again, almost seemingly knowing that those Nyala spotted him, so you need to almost just move along a little bit. And there's another alarm call. Very deep. So everyone, these vehicles, when we saw these Nyala, the vehicles haven't particularly made much impact on this scenario here at all. If you look at the way that the Nyala were moving sort of almost towards the vehicles, so there was no mix-up with the vehicles. The Nyala actually were walking towards the vehicles in the front there as Tingana was making his way, and they spotted him when he broke into the light, so they saw him there. So I pretty much think that there was not much impact there at all. And the guides here, they've been doing this, some of them for longer than I've been alive, so they do understand that obviously being in the bush, just being present, you have an impact as a human, but it's in a small way making it available for people to be able to see it. And I don't think that it ruined that hunt, but well, I suppose you could think what you like. I just seriously don't think, in my experience, that has messed up the hunt at all. If Tingana was serious in that hunt, he would have gone for it anyway. And I don't think that those Nyala were alerted to the presence of the leopard because of the vehicles. I don't think that at all. But that's just my opinion. The grass just over there. So you can see him moving up, doing a little bit of marking there, heading up towards that termite mound. I wonder if he might climb on top there and have a look, a little bit of a scan out. Let's see. So we're just following him. I don't really know where we are now. I know we've headed east from Mvubu Road, but we're in quite a thick block. I've never been here before, I don't think. That's nice. Thanks, Tingana, for taking me to a new area. Let's follow up and see if we can get a little bit up behind him. Some flow down, looks like it. I think it is. Whatever it is, he's licking it up, getting it into his mouth. Now what you found there, Tingana? Huh? It's obviously not that tasty, but maybe it's because it's full of sand. I don't know. There we are. Seems to have calmed down a little bit. Just stopped for a little hors d'oeuvre. I don't know what he's eating. I saw them doing that the other day with some buffalo dung, so that's what I'm assuming, but I could be wrong. Could be something else. Just can't see really what he's looking at there. Can't be very nice, buddy. What are you eating? Having a full go at it. Yeah, you, Tingana, whatever it is, I think it's probably most likely unsavory. So he's You know, they can also, you know, it's not putting it past them. Sometimes, especially males in a lot of different predator species, and not only predators but other animals as well, but the males can often come up behind females' defecations and urinations, and sometimes sort of feed on it as well, but that's more so to try and find you know, what hormones and so on are laced in there. This seems to be about eating something, and we saw Shudulu and Hukamuri doing it, feeding on the buffalo dung. It's just quite strange. And VM actually said to me, he's one of the camera operators, but he's been operating here for quite a while, and he said he's seen it quite regularly where the leopards actually eat buffalo dung. It's not something that I've seen. What are you going to get up to now? Are you going to go for a little hunt? You're going to go for a drink? You're going to saw for us? What are you going to get up to? You spotted something. Now, Eugene, the saw of a leopard, not quite the same as the roar of a lion. The saw literally sounds like a saw. If you had to use a hand saw, and you're sawing away quite slowly, so it goes like a whereas a lion call is more of a ooh, ooh, ooh. So there's your difference. Obviously, the roar of a lion is much deeper, much louder. I don't know about deeper, but much louder. Obviously, with them being such proud cats, they're spreading their call far and wide. Leopards, a little bit more innocuous, a little bit less proud as a lion. They don't want to particularly give their position away to too many lions in the area, but lions don't worry about giving their position away to anybody. Obviously, maybe some other lions at times, so they might be a little bit more quiet, like those Nkuhuma youngsters this morning. They weren't roaring or anything because there's every possibility that those Avoca males could hear where they are and come over and slaughter them. So what they do is they just do that contact calling, which is a ooh, ooh. When they don't roar and they don't want other lions to hear them, that's the kind of call that they'll do. But it's obviously not going to travel as far, so they do then need to walk rather than call. So instead of shouting for safety, they need to actually literally try and get closer to it before calling in. But at least as they go, they can do that. And you know, if that can travel quite maybe a few hundred meters, so then at least they know in the direct vicinity none of the lions are around. If they continuously do that on a bit of a walk. See, he's starting to drool there now as well. Here's Tingana. Now he's on the move again. I wonder if he's going to go down into this drainage. He seems to keep on looking up and seeing, you know, something down there in the drainage. I'm sure there's some animals down there. There'll be some bushbuck, kuru, nyala, all sorts. So let's carry on. It's going to keep us. Oh, he's just come out right behind the vehicle. Now he's moved through a little bit again. Everyone, we've just been trying to follow Tingana and we've spotted 2 honey badgers. They've just gone up over here. I don't know if we're going to see them again. And now I need to try and get up there, but man, I think we're not going to get up here, Davy. I can just, what a shame, what a shame. 2 of them, hey? 2 honey badgers. We've been saying we've been looking for honey badgers. Oh my word. Oh, that was so cute. Shame. I actually disturbed them. They were sleeping because I came through. I wanted to try and catch up with Tingana like this. But that's just, you know, we're looking for leopard and we get totally sidetracked by a couple of honey badgers. Oh, what a shame. Sorry, guys. I really tried my best, but they just disappeared up over onto this ridge, and it was a pair of them, and off they went. So they just stayed very close to the ground, and they just jumped through through the grass. Yeah, and Kirsten saying maybe they live here. Well, I'm definitely going to have to come back and have a look. So I'm going to leave them. If I follow up behind them there, you know, they were running away from us, so leaving us, I'm not going to follow them. Yes, well, everyone, he wasn't able to give us the slip between Davy and myself. We managed to spot him again, and it was actually with a little bit of help from our friends, the squirrels. And so we heard the just up ahead of us, and so we followed that sound, and look where he landed up, on the top of a termite mound. And we would have driven straight past him if it wasn't for the squirrels and Davy's sharp eyes in the back. So very much a team effort. Well done. Look at Tingana. Beautiful on top of the termite mound again. And oh, thanks for taking us through that drainage line. I'm going to go back there and see if there's those little honey badgers making their little home in there. Now, Gina, a drainage system is basically when it rains, all the water sort of moves towards the lowest area, and then it all gathers momentum a little bit, and then it starts to erode that area, and then it goes down towards the river systems. So those get bigger and bigger, and we call it drainage line, those sort of small lines that move towards the rivers. And so he was down in one of those very low-lying areas that was moving towards the rivers. Now, this is very interesting, everybody, because we're not too far from where those Avoca males are on a kill with the buffalo, and Tingana's now heading in that direction. I think it'll be quite silly to move in there, but that buffalo is really stinking now. I wonder if Tingana's picked up on that smell, and he's thinking about going in there. So I think I might just need to let people know on the radio, because we could land up having a few people following, well, you know, moving in at the lions, and here comes Tingana as well. So this could get very interesting indeed. So let me just call in. Stations Ralph here from Wild Earth. I've got Tingana. He's moving up, he's just in the thicket, but moving up Hyena Road straight towards the Avoca males on that buffalo kill. There we go, everyone. We just got a bit of bundu bashing to do here. Sorry about that. Just got to try and keep up. Tingana's walking on this game path, so we can follow him quite nicely on that. And just keep up behind him here. He's walking on one of the big game paths, heading straight towards the Avocas. So, yeah, I still think that female hyena would definitely come up trumps there, because they're so hard. But, you know, in that kind of fight, oh, there, a little bit of a spray. The leopard would maybe defend his kill, for instance, but only up until a point, and then he'll back up, because he knows that those hyenas are tough as nails, and they probably fight right to the death, whereas the leopard maybe give up a little bit earlier than that, you know, and sort of leave the hyena to be. And they pretty much do know how tough the hyenas are, and they never say die. They're like Energizer rabbits, Energizer bunnies. What is it? Never ever stop. So there's a vehicle up ahead here now. And here comes Tingana moving through. He's going down into that thicket. It's difficult sometimes watching the animal and also trying to navigate all of these obstacles that I have to go through here. But here he is, just here on our right, and he's heading up towards where those lines are. I think he's stopping now. He's having a look. He's still heading in that direction. I'm sure sooner or later he's going to smell that there's lions there, and I don't think that would be a good idea for him to go down. Let's just get a nice view for you here. He has sat down. I just want to try and get a nice clear visual for you. He's looking down towards where that where that buffalo kill is. Can you see? Yeah, there we go. Okay, there he is. So I think he was probably going to think twice now before actually going in. He's probably hungry though, and he can smell that meat. So that's why he's come in here. But I don't think that it's going to be very wise, buddy, to go any closer, because those lions, unless they're fast asleep and he could run in and grab a piece, but that would be about it, because then he'd have to go straight up the tree, and those lions with their big fat bellies would be pretty slow, but still be a big risk for him to take, because if one of those lions get hold of him, he's dead meat. He's no match for a male lion. So it looks like he's just contemplating. It's very tempting, isn't it? It's almost like you can smell a lovely meal just over there, but you've got somebody standing guarding it. Bridget, you say that this is tense. I think it is very tense indeed. You're almost willing him not to go down there, because the danger that waits is, it's not going to be a good result, I think. But he's probably quite experienced with lions. Having said that, he might just know exactly what to do. I'm not sure. I've never seen Tingana around lions. You never know. Now, Matt, you're absolutely right. I don't think that leopards do get to taste buffalo very often, if at all. They do like to eat their dung. But now, if he goes into that drainage, it's going to be almost impossible to follow him. And that's that's saying a lot after you just saw what we went through. I could follow him for a little bit, but it looks like he's now realized that there's lions there. Oh, bashing. I don't know if that's kudus. Something just having a crack there in the bushes. But let's see if we can follow. Let's see. Let's just have a look. I can turn here. Okay, I'm going to try and get down there once again. We can't lose sight of him. We do need to hurry. So I'm going to hedge off to David in the meantime while I try and catch up with Tingana.